Welcome back to Software Testing with Ri, your go-to channel for all things in software testing and quality assurance. In today's session, we are diving into one of the most important tools every tester should know, that is SQL statements. We'll look at how testers can use DDL, DML, DCL, and TCL in real world examples. Whether you are doing database testing, working with APIs, or validating ETL jobs, this is for you. Let's get started. So, why does SQL even matters for software testers? Well, think about any app you test, web, mobile or desktop. Behind the scenes, it connects to a database. As testers, it's not enough to test the user interface. We often need to check what's stored in the background or backend, how it's updated, and whether certain data changes happen correctly or not. That's where SQL statements come into play. In this video, I'll walk you through the four main categories of SQL statements, show you practical examples, and highlight how testers use them daily. SQL stands for Structured Query Language, and it's the language we use to communicate with relational databases. SQL statements are grouped into four major categories: DDL, which helps us define the structure of a database; DML, used to work with the data itself by adding, modifying, or reading it; DCL, which controls users' access and permissions; and TCL, which helps manage multi step database transactions. Let's take a deeper look into each one of these, starting with DDL. DDL starts for Data Definition Language. These statements define or alter the structure of your database, such as tables, columns, or constraints. As testers, DDL comes in handy when you need to set up test schemas, create temporary tables, or modify a table to match new requirements. Here's how DDL works in real life. We say we are setting up a test environment. You might use this to create a table using create statement. Now, let's say a new requirement adds a department field. You can use alter statement. Done with the table. After testing, you can use drop and you are good to go. Next, we have DML or data manipulation language. This is where things get really useful for testers because it helps you insert, update, delete, or query the actual data stored inside the tables. Here's a practical example. You want to add test data to your new employee table or new employee in your table. You can use insert statement. After your test runs, you want to check whether that data exists. You can use the select statement. You'll use select statements often to validate your test case outputs. You can also simulate real world changes using DML. Let's say a user edits their name in a form using update statement, then want to clean up after your test case runs. We can use delete statement, clean and simple. Now let's talk about DCL, data control language. These statements are used to manage user permissions, who can access what. While testers may not always execute DCL, we definitely need to understand it when testing access control features. Are role-based access control or multi-user environments. A QA user can only view data but not edit it. The developer might use. So grant statement can be used. To remove access, revoke statement can be used. You can validate whether permission works as expected, especially in login flows or admin panels. Moving to TCL, Transactional Control Language. This is super important for testing multi-step operations. Imagine you are testing an e-commerce application. A user places an order, inventory updates, and a confirmation is generated. These steps should happen as one atomic transaction. All succeed or all fail. That's what TCL helps with. You can group operations like this: begin, insert into orders, and commit. If something fails midway, you can cancel everything using rollback statement. What want to undo just part of your transaction? You can use Savepoint or rollback. These tools help simulate real-world transactions transaction issues like payment failures or validation errors. Let's quickly summarize where SQL fits in your testing workflow. To prepare test data, use insert. To validate expected results, use select. To clean old data, use delete. To test user roles, use grant or revoke. To simulate failures, use rollback. Mastering these makes you much more confident and productive as a tester. Here's a quick recap. Use DDL for schema setup and teardown. Use DML for data creation and validation. Use DCL when testing access control. Use TCL to handle multi-step transactional testing. Always run these queries on a test database, never on production. That wraps up our walkthrough of SQL statements. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel Software Testing with Ri. I share videos on software testing, testing concepts, SQL, automation tools, and real world QA strategies. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.